Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
Time for the national anthems then, starting with Uganda.
Zambia.
Almost time for kickoff now. Zambia, knowing they just need to avoid defeat to go through. Uganda having to go all out for victory. And their coach Brian Senyondo makes just the one enforced change to his starting 11, with centre-back Yovan Nsereko Mukisa suspended after being booked in both of their first two games. 15-year-old Joseph Langola comes into the side to play in central midfield, with Hamza Senguba dropping back to defence. James Boguera, who started the tournament against Morocco as a centre-forward, is on the wing again, as he was in the victory over Tanzania. He was heavily involved in both of the first two goals before scoring his first goal of the tournament with an injury time penalty. He'll be among the three players looking to become the first ever Ugandan to score more than once in this tournament. A reminder that neither of these teams have ever reached the quarterfinals before or qualified for the Under-17 World Cup, so there's plenty at stake here. Today's referee is Abdul Wahid Khuraywida of Libya. course, we do have VAR in operation in this tournament. They've been quite busy so far, the VAR officials. Only took 3 minutes of the opening game for a goal to be awarded that had initially been ruled out for offside. Zambia boss Bakala opts for 2 alterations to his team as Tasilwe Malupande and Mapalo Simute start. Chama Chamsa and Robert Banda drop to the bench. Striker Abel Salim Nyeyongo is often their main attacking threat. He scored 7 goals in the COSAFA Championship to help Zambia get here, and also found the net in the 4-1 thumping of Tanzania. He got the 2nd goal that day. Zambia will also be more confident defensively now after their goalless draw against Morocco. That was their first ever clean sheet at an under-17 AFCON finals. This their 3rd appearance in the event proper after going out in the group stage in 2015 and 2023. It's going to be the Ugandans to get us underway. Here we go then, a place in the quarter-finals of the Under-17 AFCON and a spot at the Under-17 World Cup up for grabs. Two things that neither of these countries have achieved at this age group before. So history in the making, one way or the other. Brian Senyondo, who said before the tournament that their main aim was to qualify for the World Cup. They have the backup route of a playoff should they go out, but they'll be desperate to get to those quarter-finals. It's a header on by Wanyama, which is easily dealt with in the end by the Zambian defence. Here's Kalimina, left back, who is facing his own goal there, but does love to get forward, and some excellent footwork from the centre half, James Sibene. Now here's Kiakua, just 14 years old. It's a decent idea from Ashraf Kiakua, just a bit too strong in the end for his captain, Richard Okello. Bakala knows all about international football, of course, a former Zambia winger, played at 3 Africa Cup of Nations for the senior team. And his team are on the attack here, and it's a decent low ball in, which is straight into the midriff of Adrian Mukwanga in the Uganda goal. He didn't start the tournament as the first choice. Mukwanga was introduced as a substitute late in the second half of the opening defeat by Morocco. Senyondo was particularly ruthless that day, hauling off previous #1 Ashraf Lukyamuzi. Sibene, centre ball back to Xavier Mwansa. First touch for Langol, who's brought into the team, and he gives the ball away immediately. Lovu. That was a good header on, and here's Simute. Nyerongo is crowded out though. And now that's a decent ball into the channel for Simon Wanyama to chase. And he's done enough to win a corner. Good work from Wanyama, the 15-year-old who scored the opening goal of the win over Tanzania. Lost his footing, but Sibene still having to concede the first corner of this game. Okello takes, should be headed away. Wasn't the most convincing clearance, but it worked as a pass for himself in the end for Ndlovu. Okello, though, finds Bogera. James Bogera still going and getting a shot away, which is blocked by his teammate Wanyama. But Bogera still, can he find the opening goal here? The angle was tight and Jonathan Kalamina got across. All right, it's a decent start from Uganda, but a very well-timed tackle from Kalamina. Bogera won the Man of the Match award against Tanzania just a few days ago. Okello's corner is a better one this time, and there's a chance for a volley at the back post, which sails into the stands, but early signs of promise for Senyondo's side. It was right back Elvis Torash with the effort. Wansa. Headed away by Brian Owino. Good work again from Bogera. Wanyama. Uganda again winning it back quickly. Torash finds Okello. Well, the initial footwork was eye-catching, but the pass was under hit. Here he is again. And that's a much better ball. Finds Wanyama. Wanyama's cross is blocked by Sibene, and Kalamina is across to help him out. Both these teams won their qualifying tournaments, Uganda in the CACAFA Under-17 Championship and Zambia in the CASAFA Under-17s. So they would have had high hopes going into this tournament. Zambia won all 5 of their qualifiers, including an opening 8-0 victory over Namibia. They scored 18 goals in total in qualifying. Got 4 in their first group game here, so they're usually very dangerous going forward. Elvis Torash able to snuff out any possible threat there, though, for Uganda. And that should be tidied up by Hamza Senguba. Played the first game at centre-half, then was in the defensive midfield role against Tanzania, and now back in defence today due to the suspension of Sereko Mukisa. Long ball forward is from Stephen Oyewoth. That's excellent work by Ashraf Kiakua. Bogera finds, oh, that's a decent effort from Isima Mulala Magala. Roger Simumba in the Zambia goal was quick to react, though, wasn't caught out. A reasonably comfortable save, but one done very well by Simumba. Subene. Offside flag goes up against Mapalo Simute. Very tight call, hard to tell on the replay if the assistant got that one correct. Foul by Okello. Lovu just feeling the shove in the back and taking the free kick. Well, Zambia have kept the ball quite well so far, but it's been Uganda who've looked more like scoring. Much better start than in their first game when they were 2-0 down inside 8 minutes, 4-0 down in 32. They've really grown into this tournament, Uganda. Mulala Magala is looking for the run of Okello. Kalamina was across, but Zambia again playing themselves into trouble. Mulala Magala trying to go all the way here. Can't get past Andrew Mwape though. Watch the ball well there. The right back. Tarash's header. No handball. That came off the shoulder of Mulala Magala. Wanyama, though, loses his footing. Simute finds Nyirongo. Torash should be able to prevent the corner. Nyirongo getting him behind briefly there. That was the run of Mulala Magala. Got past a couple of challenges, but not the one of Mwape. Torash. That's really good hold-up play by Simon Wanyama, who goes for the return ball, and here's the first real chance. And it's a very good stop from Simumba to prevent Uganda taking the lead. Well, there didn't look to be much on when the ball was booted forward, but Wanyama did excellently to exchange passes with James Boguera, and that's an excellent save by Simumba. Shades of Emiliano Martinez getting that left leg out. In goes Okello's corner. The thump clear. Kyakua now has the ball in a more comfortable situation. Assistant said the ball stayed in play. And that was a push on Joseph Langol. A clear shove actually by Malupande. Uganda have 6 players lined up on the edge of the box for this free kick. Looks as though Mulala Magala will take. Decent delivery, need clear. Mulala Magala gets the ball back and attempts something spectacular. It doesn't come off, but Uganda are building up a real head of steam here. Well, the onus was on them to come out on the front foot, of course, being the team needing all 3 points to go through. And beyond the finishing touch, you would have thought this would have been what their coach Senyondo was asking for. Headed on by Wanyama, but can't catch up with it himself. Kalimina. It's a good chop inside and an excellent pass. And the covering defender did excellently there. Brian Owino from left back getting across. The touch of Malupande not quite good enough to allow him to get a shot away. It's a difficult ball to control. It was fine work by Jonathan Kalimina. But Owino read the danger. Here's Kelvin Chipelu. His cross is a good one. And that's the first real opportunity for Zambia, and it's headed over by Nyerongo. Well, he would have expected to do better than that. He was unmarked, couldn't keep the header down. No goals yet, but both teams have had their chances already. Kalimina. Sebene allowed some time to try and pick a pass. Couldn't quite find Simute. Simumba, who's already made one very good save. Cleared away by Lovu. Yearworth. Goes long downfield. And a very good turn of pace from James Borgera. Mwape felt the contact and did well to get himself between his opponent and the ball there. Borgera eating up the ground. Cleared by Owino. And Borgera takes it away from Mwape. Finds a good pass as well, but the shot from Kyakua was well off target. Excellent work again from James Borgera. Kyakua managed to charge down the clearance, but it was a bit unfortunate. The ball went straight to a Zambia player. Good tackle. Well played by Joseph Langol, and now Okello finds Mulala Magala, who's looking for the deep ball to the back post, and he finds it. Wanyama's in there, so is Okello. Wanyama, can they get a shot away? They can, but it's over the top from Kiakua. The ball just wouldn't sit down for Wanyama or Okello, and in the end, Kiakua slightly off balance. The 14-year-old just leaning back. And here away goes Bulgaria. Here's a chance. It's another excellent stop. Well, Simumba is furious at his defenders, but he's bailing them out at the moment. Here's Torash. Bulgaria's there at the back post with the header down and wide. Well, he didn't quite get the power on the shot that he would have wanted, but it is another good save by Roger Simumba. Skipping away from Saviour Mwansa. Oh, he just couldn't quite find that far corner. It's a bit too close to Simumba. Kalimina did really well there again, and this loose ball might be got to, and it's going to be the opening goal out of nothing. And against the run of play, Zambia take the lead. It's Kelvin Chipelu who was quickest to react to the deflected pass forward. And he got there ahead of Adrian Mukwanga to nudge the ball towards goal. Just got in front of Hamza Senguba, who couldn't react to the deflection. Oh, the ball came off Stephen Oyerwa. And with the goalkeeper flying out, there was nothing he could do to adjust. Once Chipelu got that crucial first touch. And Zambia have put themselves in pole position to go through to the quarterfinals. As it stands, they're leading Group A. A long way to go, of course, yet. And Uganda have been playing well. They're going to have to come from behind if they're to break new ground and go through. Okello beaten in the air by Kalimina. Time for Mike Mutali to turn, and that's been given away as well. Here's Simute. Malupande's cross. It's a good ball in. Header ends up drifting well off target from Mutali. Just a bit too high for him, and Senyondo will be wondering how his team are behind as we approach the midway point of the first half. Simumba already happy just to wind the clock down a little, although he's probably more thinking about forcing Wanyama to go to him to create the space for that pass. Joseph Langol not on the same wavelength as Richard Okello there. Here's Sibene. The flick on was a good one. Nyongo lays it off for Simute. Really strong work though from Kiakua. And now here's Okello. He's in behind this time. Two teammates in the middle waiting for a cross. He's asking for a corner and he gets it. Kalimina deflecting that ball over his own crossbar. Uganda don't seem to have been too badly affected by that opening goal. Straight back on the front foot. It's already their fourth corner of the game. It's a good ball from Okello. It's headed partially clear and then, not for the first time, hammered over the crossbar by Elvis Torash. Well, Uganda have had plenty of shots at goal in this tournament, but they're yet to score against 11 men. It was 0-0 against Tanzania until their centre-half, Begu, was sent off just before the hour mark. So they're doing well in certain phases of the game and in the build-up play, but struggling to apply the finishing touch. That was an optimistic strike from Abel Salim Nyerongo. He's unsurprisingly confident, but Mukwanga was able just to shepherd that one behind. Excellent play by Ndlovu, and he's drawn the foul as well. It's going to be the first booking of this match, and it goes to Joseph Langol. Appears as though there was a quick VAR check there, but those video officials happy with the referee's initial call of a yellow card. It's another promising attack here for Uganda. They've got 5 on 4. Can they find the right pass? Ogera went for goal himself. That time it may not have been the correct option. As it was, Wanyama nearly got on the end of it anyway. Long throw-in is headed behind for a corner. Is it? No, the assistant says that was very well kept in by Simumba. Just a pause in play here. Referee Huraiwido just checking on Mike Mutale, who went down. It was the goal scorer Kelvin Chipelu with the rather unfortunate handball there. Nyerongo's slip allows Uganda to keep the ball. Nyerongo goes off after this, but leaves the ball behind. Wanyama can't hold it up this time. Kalimina. Sibene probably takes the right decision to clear that downfield. And it's worked out quite well because here's Simute looking for a switch of play, which in a roundabout way has worked. Here's Chipelu. Couldn't get around Owino. Wanyama was trying to divert the ball on for the run of Bogera. Didn't quite work out that time. Those two have been very threatening so far. Combined, of course, for Uganda's first goal of this tournament against Tanzania just a few days ago. Well, it looks as if there was a foul there, but play on with Uganda on the attack. Goalkeeper opts to stay in his goal. And now Kalamina's lost it. In goes Tarash's cross. Kiakua. Couldn't seem to make his mind up what to do with the ball there. Kiakua. And now Uganda might be short defensively. Here come the Zambians looking for the ball over for Sumute, who gets it down well. And Malu Pande's shot was not his best. But that was a promising counter-attack for Zambia. And Uganda do need to be wary of going a bit too gung-ho. We've only played half an hour. And a second goal for Zambia would leave the Ugandans with a mountain to climb. Kalamina strong there up against Okello. That's not the best clearance at all. Although Mwansa did a better job of it the second time around. Kiakua. Yearworth finds Kiakua. Kalamina again there for Zambia to win the ball back. Senguba the quickest to react this time. Eventually, Uganda do manage to calm things down again after some head tennis. Excellent touch by Wanyama. Mulala Magala trying to find the space to get the ball out wide for Bogera. Ran into trouble instead. Sumute, that was a good pass for the goal scorer Chipele. Tarash just back in time. Owino invited to get forward from left back. Bogera, Owino's gone ahead of him. Bogera will surely go alone. And this time couldn't get the better of Mwape. Bogera easily chops inside Mwansa. Bogera still on to his left foot. Oh, he couldn't find an angle for a pass or a shot on his right. And in the end, the angle was a bit tight for him. Chipelu now. Zambia's turn to attack. His cross easily dealt with though by Senguba. Mulala Magala couldn't pick out Simon Wanyama. Malupande was looking for the run of Nyirongo. Okello can only flick the ball straight to Glovu. But Uganda do have it now with Owino. It's Quite an ambitious pass, really, for Bulgaria. Almost came off. Lovu. Good turn from Mutali. Neither side right now able to keep hold of the ball for any length of time. Senguba perhaps sensing that, just calming things down. Does go long in the end though for Wanyama, who goes for goal. Well, easy to say after it doesn't come off, but that was probably not the right option from Simon Wanyama. Zambia are actually on a 3-match unbeaten run at under-17 AFCONs after winning their last group game in 2023. They did still go out, of course. Lovu. They're 1-0 up here, but may feel slightly fortunate to be so. That cross hasn't been well dealt with by Mukwanga. It looked as if it was going to be a simple one for him to hold on to, but in the end he was lucky that he managed to keep it away from Abel Salim Nyirongo. Kalamina's header. It's a clear foul by Kiakua. James Sebeni. Saviour Mwansa. Calmly done by Mwansa. Sibene. His ball forward is met by the head of Torash, but Zambia have it back. Although that's a really poor ball by Kalimina. More than made up for it though with a wonderful touch. Malu Pandey's ball over the top, looking for Nyirongo. The game has just calmed down a touch in the last 5 minutes or so. Oyewoff couldn't win the free kick, but Torash may be able to keep this in, and has. It's good work from Torash, but equally strong defending from Kalimina. Malu Pandey. And it's won back by Mulala Magala. Okello. His cross is looking for Bulgaria. Oh, he tried to score at the second attempt while prone on the floor. It's another save by Simumba. It was a fine cross from Richard Okello. James Bulgaria couldn't force it home. Well, the ball to the back post was a very good one. By the time Borgera met it, Simumba was right on top of him. But it is another very good save from the Zambia goalkeeper. And his team have really needed him to be on top form so far. And they'll be hoping desperately that he's okay. Looks as though Simumba was winded by that collision with Borgera. We know. Hooks the ball forward for Uganda. Some defending to do here for Kalimina. Kiakua skipping his way through. Kiakua, he's done excellently here, the youngster. And it's a strong covering tackle by James Sibene. Not for the first time. Kiakua showing a really good turn of speed there. He doesn't turn 15 until June, Kiakua. He'll be eligible for the next tournament, 2027. Okello's corner. Headed away by Chipelu. Possible counter on here, maybe. Although Chipelu's pass was a complete miss kick and easily picked off by Mulala Magala. Tidy control from Owino. Torash. Header away from Mwansa. Uganda will be wondering how they haven't scored yet in this game. Been denied on several occasions by Roger Simumba. A lovely skill from Kalimina. Lobu. Owino didn't quite manage to keep it in. Wasn't the best of passes from Senguba. It's a good piece of work from Wape. Header clear was from Senguba. He's in the way again. Kalimina with another good touch, but his pass is blocked, and this could be a good opportunity for Uganda. Borgera holds it up well. In goes the cross. It's a looping header which lands on the roof of the net. Well, Richard Okello and James Borgera have swapped wings in the last few minutes, and that nearly paid dividends there. Borgera getting the cross in, and Okello's header not far away from providing an equalising goal. Malupande up the other end. Chipelu. Oh, Langol's giving it away. Mutale finds Malupande. And now it's Simute. Uganda just happy to sit off for now. Zambia keeping the ball well. Sibene. Calamina's ball forward is headed away by Owino. Is there time for one last chance for Uganda in this first half? They've created plenty so far. They've had 16 attempts already. Excellent play again from Bogera until the pass, which is easy for Mwansa to deal with. Bogera still snapping away though, and in the end he does concede a free kick. Zambia in pole position right now to go through. It's still 0-0 in Mohammedia, so as it stands they are top of Group A. A couple of points ahead of Morocco. Going to have a minimum of 3 added minutes at the end of this opening period. Toash. Seemed as though Mulala Magala and Wanyama couldn't quite decide who had to sprint after that ball forward, and in the end they were both beaten to it by Sibene. There was that earlier nutmeg from Kalimina. Senguba's header only finds Chipelu. Oh, Nakello's kept it in. That was a risk that wasn't worth taking from a Zambian point of view, because they might be about to concede an equaliser here, but not for the first time. It's actually the third time. It's a last-ditch challenge from Sibene. Okello did so well to keep the ball in play on the far side. Couldn't find a way of getting a square ball across for his teammates who were waiting for a tap-in. Uganda finishing this first 45 minutes how they have spent much of it, on the attack. But now they might be exposed. Malupande. That's a good ball. Is there another one here? There is. Nyirongo couldn't take it in his stride though, and in the end a flag is up for offside. End to end in the latter stages of this first half, and another shot goes in which sails harmlessly wide. And despite all the activity, a half chance for Nyirongo, but there is a half-time whistle. It's been entertaining. Uganda have been denied several times by Zambia keeper Rogers Simumba, and Kelvin Chipelu snuck in behind to get on the end of a deflected pass and give Zambia a 20th minute lead, which they've held on to up to the break. And as it stands, it is Ian Bakala's team who are heading into the quarterfinals and to the Under-17 World Cup. Uganda, they've had lots of good moments out there, but they have it all to do going into the second period. Zambia, a reminder, only need to avoid defeat to go through from Group A. And they'll be very happy with how things have gone so far. Kelvin Chipelu's opportunistic goal, the difference at the break.
Ici, on dit qu'on a le sens du service. Et c'est tout un métier, vous savez. C'est tout faire pour vous être utile au quotidien. Et vous fournir de l'énergie sous toutes ses formes.
Well, as you can see, Zambia have had plenty of the ball, but it's been Uganda who have had far more of the chances. 8 saves already by Simumba in goal for Zambia. Uganda haven't done much with any of their 6 corners, but despite trailing and needing to win to go through, they'll still feel as though they have an opportunity in this match, the way things have gone. But at half-time it is Zambia 1, Uganda 0. Uganda and Zambia going head-to-head for a place in the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations here in Casablanca today. And with so much at stake, they've provided a very entertaining first half. The first really big chance fell to Simon Wanyama, but he was denied by an excellent stop from Zambia goalkeeper Rogers Simumba. Just getting his left boot onto the ball, Simumba. James Bogera has been a real threat for Uganda all half long, but he too denied by Simumba. Couldn't quite feed the ball into that far corner. And then out of nowhere, Zambia took the lead in the 20th minute through Kelvin Chipelu, reacting quickest to a deflected pass forward from Mapale Simute and beating Stephen Oyewoth and Uganda goalkeeper Adrian Mukwanga to the ball. It's a very clever finish from Chipelu. That goal, as it stands, sending Zambia through as group winners. There was still time in the first half for Simumba to pull off some more heroics. Another very good stop to deny Bogera. And at half-time, it is Zambia who are leading Uganda in this crucial Group A encounter. Welcome back to the Stade Labizauli in Casablanca, where Zambia leads Uganda in this winner-takes-all clash in Group A at the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Uganda hasn't been for a want of trying. They've had plenty of chances so far. They are going to make a half-time substitution. Joseph Langol, who was brought into the team today in place of the suspended Sereko Mukisa, is going off, and on comes Travel Mubiru for his third consecutive substitute appearance at these finals so far. Uganda, in some ways, have nothing to lose here. They are already guaranteed a third place playoff for a World Cup spot. So you would expect them to go all out in their attempts to try and turn this round and win the game to go through to the quarterfinals. Zambia, of course, just need to avoid defeat to book a place in the last 8. An early chance here maybe for Uganda. That shot's blocked. Well, quite a strong appeal for handball. In goes Mubiru's cross. It's just too high for Wanyama. Ogera trying to curl one in towards the far corner, and that's blocked as well. Well, a flurry of activity not far from that Zambia goal inside the first minute of the second half. Uganda picking up from where they left off. There is going to be a handball check here. Travel Mubiru, now one of 3 14-year-olds on the pitch for Uganda, along with Ashraf Kiakua and the goalkeeper Adrian Mukwanga. He hasn't had too much to do so far, Mukwanga. Wasn't much he could have done about the goal. On we go. That's been looked at and cleared. Well, it did strike the arm of Xavier Mwansa, but it was tightly clutched behind his back. So never going to be given as handball. Mwape sends that one forward for Zambia. It's collected by Mubiru. He's sent an excellent pass out wide for Bogera. Almost lost the ball under his feet, but away he goes again. But the cross is deflected into the gloves of Simumba, who was really the hero of the first half for Zambia, with a series of fine saves. The first ever goalkeeper, of course, for Zambia to keep a clean sheet at an under-17 AFCON in their previous game against Morocco. Mwape. Once more, it's a long ball, perhaps a slight change of tactics for Zambia, and there's a well-struck effort from Malu Pandey. Mwape, good front foot defending from him, and then an excellent cross, which Nyirongo couldn't quite get on the end of. Oh, that wasn't the best header, and now Zambia almost play themselves into trouble. And Lovu's header gave James Sibeni some work to do. Mwansa takes his time before taking the free kick. Well, even though Uganda need 2 unanswered goals to reach the quarterfinals, it doesn't feel as if this game is anywhere near done. Bogera, it's a really good ball and it's a decent first touch as well. Oh, what a finish that is. It's the right back, Elvis Torash, who has thumped in an equaliser, and it's game on here in Casablanca. It's a wonderful ball from James Borgera, and an even better touch from Elvis Torash, and then a thumping finish to boot. Rogers Simumba is finally beaten. Mayfield, he could have done better, but it was just struck so sweetly by Elvis Torash. Uganda back on level terms, less than 5 minutes into the second half. Of course, that changes things again. Morocco, as it stands, are top once more. And here's Nyerongo up the other end. Couldn't get his foot round the ball to send in an accurate cross. Well, as it stands, of course, one more goal for Uganda would be sending them through as group winners. This group right in the balance. That was a good pass, and there's so much space here to try and pick a pass. And Okello's volley scuffed into the ground. That will go down as another save for Simumba. Far from the hardest one he's had today. It's a brilliant goal from Elvis Torash. Uganda's fourth goal of these finals, their fourth different goal scorer. Senyondo, you'd think, would be absolutely delighted with the way his team have started this second half. They would have felt slightly hard done by to be 1-0 down at half-time, but they've kept persisting and kept creating chances. Borgera perhaps could have gone down and taken a free kick. Opted to stay on his feet. Wilala Magala. Torash fighting for it. Wanyama putting the pressure on Kalemina, who was strong defensively. He's had a very good game so far, the Zambian skipper. There's a foul there on Malupande. Bit of space here for Simute to send in the cross. It's headed away by Oyewoth. Simute again. This time Owino gets it a bit further away from goal, and eventually a flag is up before Nyerongo lashed wide. Well, there's end-to-end stuff. A reminder that South Africa await the winners of this group. Burkina Faso with their 100% record, the runners-up, and Uganda might be about to take the lead. Torash has made a real difference since being pushed further forward at half-time. Not just with the goal, but his general attacking play. Couldn't quite force it across there. It's more good goalkeeping from Rogers Simumba. 1-1 it remains for now. It would be surprising with the way this game has gone if it finishes 1-1. Well, Brian Senyondo's half-time change has worked wonders for Uganda so far. Those Zambian fans still in good spirits though. Going through as it stands, of course. To get back underway after that brief injury delay for Simumba. Ryan Owino has some defending to do and he's allowed the ball to go over his head, and here's Samute. Can he find space for a shot? It was strong covering work by Richard Okello. Pass was looking for James Boguera. Kyakua did really well there, and he's got his team a free kick. Foul by Simute. Lapala Simute up the other end. Almost fashioned a shooting chance. And goalkeeper Simumba happy to see the ball loop into his hands there. Elvis Torash, the 7th different Ugandan player to score at an under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Still no one has scored more than once for them at this tournament. There's 4 of them out there right now hoping to do just that though. Kyakua was alert, tried to stay on his feet, but took the free kick in the end. It's a yellow card for Ndlovu, and that means that he'll be suspended for Zambia's next game, whether that be a quarter-final or a World Cup playoff. He tripped Kyakua and then shoved him, so can't have too many complaints about the yellow card decision. Header was from Kalemina. Malu Pandey didn't manage to get a foul. Okello scrapping for the ball over there with Kalemina, and it's broken nicely for Kyakua, and here's Torash again. Torash gets a good cross into Boguera, who completely miskicked. The ball maybe took a slightly awkward bounce in front of him, but he'll feel as though he should have done better. Here he is now on the left-hand side. And another chance comes and goes for Uganda. Just didn't wait quite long enough for the ball. And it's an easy block in the end for Sibene. Looks as though VAR are just double checking that that shot didn't hit the arm of Sibene. On the replay, it looked as though it hit him in the chest, and that has now been confirmed. There's a slight nudge in there, and now Mike Mutali has kicked the ball away. Avoids a booking. Senguba hits it long. Wanyama was in there, and the ball's broken for Turash. Okello, decent delivery. It's a strong punch from Simumba. And in the end, Zambia able to hack the ball to safety. They're living dangerously, though. There's still half an hour left. It's hard to see how they hang on if the game continues in this fashion. Oyewolf. Torash. That's a good tackle from Chipelu. Okello. And now Wanyama with the shooting opportunity, blocked. Cleared by Malupande. Well, Zambia had plenty of the ball in the first half. Right now, they're struggling to string even just 2 or 3 passes together, although that time it's been given away by Kiakua. That's a good ball through, and Turash just about manages to keep his footing. Goes for goal in the end. It takes a couple of deflections. It's still not clear. Eventually, Chipelu manages to get his foot through it. And the counter-attack might be on now for Zambia with Simute. It's an excellent pass too for Malupande. He tries to clip it in towards Simute, and Mukwanga was there for Uganda. There's a slightly tired effort to chase that long ball down from Simon Wanyama. Simute managed to find Mutali, but his return pass was a poor one. Calmly done by Senguba. Wanyama alert this time, and here's Bogera. Attempted the nutmeg there, Bogera. And now in goes his cross. It's headed away well by Sibene. Okello, who's been much more influential since he moved into the centre. Mulala Magala. No free kick given. It was James Bogera who was trying to just get to the ball first. And he's caught Andrew Mwape just a bit late there. Mwape did well to get there first, and well, it certainly probably should have been a foul. A painful one for Andrew Mwape. And it's going to be a double substitution for Zambia. Robert Banda, who was left out of the team today, is coming on, as is striker Billy Daka. Off comes Malupande and the goalscorer Kelvin Chipelu. So some fresh legs for Zambia. They've got some defending to do here though. Simumba did well to punch clear. Owino with a low cross. and an ambitious strike, which is deflected to Simumba. Well, he was keen to get on with things quickly there. Robert Banda couldn't keep it in. There's good goalkeeping once more from Simumba. Senguba lofts the ball into the area. Torash will try and keep it alive for Uganda. Couldn't quite prevent the ball from dribbling out of play. That's a really loose pass, seized upon by Kyakua. And now Okello tries to pick out Bulgaria in the middle. Here is James Bulgaria, cutting inside. They doubled up on him there, the Zambian defenders. Daka. Good tackle from Senguba. Mulala Magala. Fine first touch from Kyakua. Kalamina in the right place again for Zambia. But here's Bulgaria. Tries to drive away from Wape, who got an important touch on the ball. It's been a hard-fought battle between those two today. Wansa and Daka found a good pass there to help his team get up the pitch. Wape. Cross comes Mubiru. And Okello. Kyakua has been finding space in that pocket all day long. Inside goes Bulgaria. And his shot was sliced wide. Well, Bulgaria's only goal in this tournament so far was that injury time penalty against Tanzania. Scored 7 times in qualifying, including hat-tricks against Kenya and Somalia. He's had plenty of other attempts. That one was a cross. A bit too much curl on it. Senguba. And Owino's header finds Bulgaria, whose first time pass was a good one, but Mulala Mugala lost his footing, and that's a shot from Robert Banda, the substitute, which was never likely to cause too many problems for Adrian Mukwanga. A quarter of this game left, and Uganda pushing for the winner that would take them through to the quarterfinals. Zambia trying to hold on to their spot in the last 8. Here's Bulgaria. A reminder, neither of these countries have ever reached the knockout phase of an under-17 AFCON before. Owino. And it's headed back across, and Simumba will clutch onto that. It's a great pass from Simumba. straight onto the chest of Nyerongo. And Nyerongo just gets the ball first ahead of Oyerwoth, who recovered sufficiently. Ndlovu. It's kept in by Banda, but now he's given it away. Bogera. He's looking for Okello on the far side. And now Kalimina. He was stopped by Oyerwoth, but he's still going here, Kalimina. And he's asking for a penalty, and he's got one. Well, for the second time in this game, Zambia may be about to take the lead against the run of play. Kalimina, the skipper, with a rampaging run forward. A couple of times it looked as if he'd been stopped, but he persisted, and eventually to great effect. Oyerwoth couldn't clear, and then caught Kalimina with a rather needless challenge. There's definitely some contact there. There was no need for Stephen Oyerwoth to have a nibble, but he did. Kalimina has won his team a spot kick. And this is an opportunity for Zambia to strengthen their grip on a top 2 place in Group A and a spot in the quarter-finals on Thursday. It's not going to be starting centre-forward Nyerongo to take. It's going to be the substitute, Billy Daka. It's been quite a long wait for him, with Kalimina staying down. But Daka can take now, and it's saved by Mukwanga. Oh, the 14-year-old keeper coming to Uganda's rescue. Daka had the confidence to take it, despite having only come on less than 10 minutes ago. And it was a weak penalty. And this game is, and these two teams' fates in this tournament still very much undecided. Banda. Zambia suddenly looking a bit more lively. Offside flag is up. Oh, Daka trying to send Mukwanga the wrong way. It's a good save from the young keeper. And it's kept his team's hopes very much alive. Oh, it's been an eventful game. There's no doubt about that. And there's still probably around 20 minutes of it left, including added time. Daka denied. Banda is adjudged to have committed a foul there. It's a free kick for Uganda, which will probably be sent long. It looks as though Brian Senyondo is readying another sub, and Bogera's now got his team another free kick, but this time in a very dangerous position. It's Marvin Kabi-Ito who's going to come on. But for now, it's captain Richard Okello standing over a free kick. It's not a great angle for a shot, especially with the form that Rogers Simumba has been in this evening. But Okello does have 5 players waiting to attack this, although one of them has been substituted for Kabi-Ito, who comes on. It's Simon Wanyama, the centre forward, who had been tiring, who's withdrawn. Kabi-Ito started the first game. He was one of the players who was hooked off just 25 minutes into that 5-0 defeat by Morocco. He's got 15 minutes plus stoppages to make an impression tonight. The free kick was a poor one from Okello. He may get another opportunity to cross, or even another opportunity to take a free kick. He's drawn the foul from Bongani Lovu. It's another clumsy tackle. He's on a yellow card as well, and Lovu. Mulala Magala will take this one. Nervy moments for Zambia. Uganda hoping to be able to make them rue that penalty miss by Billy Daka just a few minutes ago. Mulala Magala to take. It's a cross towards the near post, which is cleared. Mulala Magala. Dancing feet from him. Up went Borgera, who looks to have taken up a centre-forward position now. He's going to have a break in play here for an injury. There have been more stoppages in this second half, so there could be plenty of time added on. There was that penalty save from Adrian Mukwanga. It would have been a long way back for Uganda to try and win this and go through if Daka had scored that spot kick. As it is, they just need 1 goal as it stands to snatch a top 2 place. It is still 0-0 between Morocco and Tanzania. But as it stands, the group standings are as they were before kickoff. Morocco in first, Zambia second, Uganda going out and into the World Cup playoff. Well, as I say that, Morocco have scored. It's Elise Belmokhtar with his 3rd goal of the tournament, which, if it stays like that, means that these two are playing for second. It's a long throw in into the middle. Slight shove in the back of the substitute. Kabi-Ito! And a brilliant effort from Mulala Magala, which flies narrowly wide of the far post. He met that so sweetly on the half volley. Isima Mulala Magala trying to guide it into the far corner. It's only a couple of feet wide. It stays 1-1, and another moment of relief for Zambia. Here's Billy Daka hoping to atone for his penalty miss. As the ball taken from him by Kyakua. Senguba. The best of passes, but that should be picked off and is by Mubiru. And now here's Torash. Drives towards the byline. Torash, great turn of pace, but Guerra couldn't sort his feet out in the middle. Daka will get to this. And good covering challenge by Owino. Simute. Kalemina. May have been a shot, hard to tell. Cool. Coolly done by Mukwanga. In goal, here's Caballito. Kello finds Mubiru. Goalkeeper punches away again. Here's Torash. Kalemina, Torash managed to dig out across. It's cleared to safety for now by Zambia. This time Torash cannot keep the ball in play. Eight minutes plus injury time remain for Uganda to find the winner they need. The last time they played in this tournament, they went out in the group stage with 4 points. They'll be desperate to avoid a repeat. Cross does not reach Marvin Caballito. Daka's pass though didn't find Nyirongo. Uganda still probing. Torash was pushed there, was he, by Simute? Referee Huraiwida says to get on with things, and Simute has Kalemina on the overlap. Kalemina, it's a good turn of pace, and in the end a goal kick is given after Oyeworth did just enough. Oyeworth can't get to that one ahead of Simute. Simute, oh, the final ball, not his best. Okello leaves it for Mubiru. Torash. Oh, a free kick's been given against Torash. Kalemina almost got himself into a right tangle there. Torash's knee just catching Kalemina in his eagerness to keep possession. There is still time for Uganda. Senyondo becoming more agitated on the sideline. Mulala Magala, that's a lovely touch from him. Kyakua finds Bogera, who's dropped deep to collect this and drives forward and is held back by his shirt. No free kick. Here's Kyakua. The ball bounced. It looks as if it bounced back off Kyakura and behind, but it's going to be another corner. First one for a while. Mulala Magala is taking over corner duties from his captain Okello. Five minutes left for Uganda to find a winner. And goes the corner. Good goalkeeping again from Simumba. He might not be keeping a clean sheet again today, but he's had an excellent match. Forward goes the ball from Andrew Mwape. Uganda have now had 30 attempts in this match for one goal. It's not a conversion rate they would have wanted. And here's Daka to finish it surely, and it's deflected into the corner. Daka has redemption for his missed penalty. And Zambia are surely now heading into the quarter-finals of the Under-17 AFCON. They've had to weather quite the storm from Uganda. Daka has put his penalty woe behind him. It's an unfortunate slip for Stephen Oyewoff, but Daka took this very expertly. It's a clever turn. And the toe-poked effort was certainly on target, but taken away from Mukwanga in goal by the deflection. Zambia are heading through surely now as Group A runners-up. And they'll be facing Burkina Faso in the quarters, barring something remarkable in the closing moments here. Morocco are 3-0 up on Tanzania in the other game, so they're going to finish first in the group and face South Africa for a semi-final spot. If Uganda are to have any chance of a miraculous recovery, they're going to have to do something very quickly now. Billy Daka gets his goal. Two good touches from him, and then a quickly taken shot. From what we've seen so far, you wouldn't have thought that Uganda would give up quite yet, although a third goal would surely put the game well beyond their reach. In it goes, and it's a great chance to make it 3-1. But Nyerongo just couldn't sort his feet out at the vital moments. Banda's got it back, though, from Kabiito. Nyerongo, it was offside before coming back to get that ball. It was Banda's ball in that caused all the problems. Mubiru just about did enough in the end. They're going to try and shore things up here. It's Kabiito who came on. I think it's Marvin Kabiito who came on as a sub, who's been taken off. Zambia are trying to shore things up. They're bringing on Katami Chimwemwe. And it is going to be striker Nyerongo who's being sacrificed. So no surprise really there. It does look as though It was Marvin Caballito, the substitute, who's been substituted for the second time in this tournament. Sibeni, there's another attempt from Uganda which is blocked. It was the goal scorer, Torash. Owino. Thomas Agema was the Uganda substitute who came on. It's going to be 6 minutes added on, so it's not quite done yet. Excellent work again from Simute, who's been really bright for Zambia, and that was another opportunity for Daka. He had to wait for what seemed like an age for the cross to reach him, and then couldn't direct it on target. Found all sorts of space inside the box. Another good header. And in goes the cross. It's a fantastic delivery on the run. And the initial header from Mutali kept it alive. And Simute couldn't quite get there. Robert Banda's cross had Mukwanga floundering briefly. 4.5 minutes remain. That's a good ball through. Daka lays it off really well, headed away by Owino. Banda. Uganda now do look a beaten team for the first time really tonight. Banda running at Owino. Okello still has the energy to keep that ball in play. But it's a perfectly timed challenge from Andrew Mwape. Daka. Wasn't the best pass after a very good touch, but now it's given away by Travo Mbiru. Low drive from Simute. An all-action performance from him. Offside against Daka. Two goals still needed for Uganda, and they're not going to get them with balls forward like that. Zimumba takes his time and actually gives the ball straight to Uganda. Ogera probably played that pass the wrong direction. It was Ogema to his left who was in space. Yearwoth. Zambia are heading surely now to the under-17 AFCON quarter-finals for the very first time. They'll be in Qatar as well later this year for their debut appearance at the under-17 World Cup. Uganda will have to go through a playoff against another third-place team if they're to join them at the global event. Their run in this tournament is over. all but over. Here's Owino looking to change that. And Okello's cross is quite a good one, but Boguera just didn't time his jump. Simute still full of running. The pass from Lovu, who will be suspended for that quarter-final against Burkina Faso, which would be a big miss for this Zambia side. It's been a very good second half performance from Zambia. Uganda haven't had as many clear-cut chances despite Elvis Tarash's wonderful equaliser. Daka having a penalty saved, but then getting himself on the score sheet. Has not just ensured that Zambia are going through to the quarter-finals, but looks as though we'll get them a second win of this Group A campaign. And there is the final whistle, confirmation that Zambia will head into a last 8 clash with Burkina Faso on Thursday. This team have made history for their country. They're into the knockout phase for the very first time after 2 previous group stage exits, and you can see what it means to them. They'll also be going to the Under-17 World Cup, which their coach Ian Bakala said was their main goal at this event. Uganda are out of contention for the Under-17 AFCON title. They won't be going home though. Next weekend they'll be playing against another third-place team for a ticket to Qatar for the Under-17 World Cup. But it's Zambia's night in Casablanca. Billy Daka with the winner. Kelvin Chipelu with the opening goal, which proved so crucial and gave Zambia a foothold in the game. And left Uganda, of course, needing to score 2 unanswered goals to go through, which they couldn't manage despite raining down 32 attempts on the Zambia goal. Rogers Simumba making some excellent saves, especially in the first half. It was always likely to be an eventful winner-takes-all game, and it certainly proved just that. There were 50 attempts on goal in that match. We had 3 goals, a save penalty.